Yo, 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 yo. We back. Real recognize real, man. The hottest podcast in North Carolina,
In the world.
the East Coast, Midwest,
The world.
West Coast niggas. We's coming for y'all too. We see y'all over there. Shout out to the West Coast though. We back. We been out for a minute. So we back on our grind. You know what I'm saying? We had I know I was out of town a couple weeks. You had a couple events or something.
Cooking my ass off.
Yeah. My boy got that food truck on the road now, so it's up from here, you know.
Banupsi bum. That means good food in Latin. Yeah.
Banupsi bum. Yeah. Tonight, Real Recognize Real episode is sponsored by none other than that 712 vodka, man. You know, shout out to my boy Alton. You know what I'm saying? My homie set up the deal, man, where we got a nice little partnership with 712 vodka, man. So, as you can see, ain't no more other bottles of liquor on the table right now. Nothing but 712, because that's all we on right now. Smoother than that other shit, I promise you.
It really is. Y'all go try it right
For real.
now.
Go to your local ABC store or liquor store. If it's not in there, request it. Tell them you need it ASAP. Go ahead and put it in there. If it's in there, go ahead and buy your bottle or two. Take it to the party, to the gathering. Let everybody else taste it. That's what we on right now. North Carolina made. Blue Ridge Mountain Water is real right now. That's what we on.
Straight off the rocks. I'm telling you.
Tonight we have a special guest with us tonight. My homie Shanata, the owner and CEO of Natabelles Desserts Incorporated. How you doing today?
Good, thank you, Hootie.
Man,
for having me asking.
We definitely glad to have you on the show. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple things before we get into your story. We had a couple things go on over the weekends, man, that I kind of want to, get into, and I kind of wanted to get into it with you here because I know your son played high school football and was actually pretty good at it. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to ask you, how do you feel about the draft? And do you feel like Shador was getting blackballed? I mean, I know we're going to go to my co-host. Trust me, he ready. I know how he feel. We're gonna get to him. But to you as a woman and as a son that plays football, how did you feel about him going so late in the draft?
Well, y'all know, like, being a football parent, you just gonna watch football. So they always had us like watching college football, and we would always watch Colorado. You know, you hear a lot of negative stigmatisms like about him, but that he was a good player. You know, and then a lot of things was like that it had to do with his dad. So when he got picked very late, I just kept thinking it was just like probably something against his dad. Like a lot of teams probably didn't want to deal with his dad or whatever. But at the end of the day, you have to always say that God's timing is perfect. And so I just hope that, that's going to be a good fit for him and his talents.
Okay, good neutral answer. Okay, good neutral. All right, Coach. All right, OG, tell me how you feel about it.
Well, I feel like, Dion really feel like he bigger than the system. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
right.
I'm not going to say that, you know what I mean? But that's how they feel. You feel me? Like, there's no black owners in the league.
Right.
So, okay, he got his own brand, he for his people. And this what happens when people, they rise to the occasion and, they stand on what they believe in.
Right.
But these owners really feel like, all right, nigger, we going to put you in your place. We going to show you. We can't get you. We going to get you through your son.
Right.
You know what I mean? This a tactic that they've been doing, though. You feel
right. Now, I feel like both sides played a part in it. And what I mean by that, I do feel like the coaches and the owners did have something against Dion, personally, and his son, and they was going to make an example out of him. But I also heard from one of my inside sources that, his pro day, he walking around with his pants hanging all off his ass. You know what I'm saying? He was pretty much acting arrogant the whole time. They say he was on his phone the whole time. So I feel like a lot of that kind of triggered it. They say when it was time for him to throw, he was terrible. You know what I'm saying? None of his passes was on point. And they say a couple of times he turned down the combine when he was supposed to do something. He neglected not to do it.
He did it in Colorado. I mean, he didn't go where everybody else was. I mean, I'm going to keep it real with you, too. I feel like this, too. I feel like, you know, anytime that black men support their sons and stuff like that, it's going to be problems. You feel me? Oh, look at LeVar Ball and them dad. You know what I mean? Like, no, LeVar, is it LeVar Ball? Okay, they say that's the way I would want my pops to ride with me. You feel
right.
me? And, you know, the fact that he in his son's life and, you know, he telling them they got their own brand. You see what I'm saying? As black people should. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right. Now, I feel like Deion shouldn't have said, you know, my son ain't going to play for Cleveland. We'd rather go somewhere else. Because it's a lot of kids that's just trying to make it on the team, period. You know what I'm saying? They don't really care what the hell. Well, ain't no really. They don't care where the hell they go. Practice squad or whatever.
Somebody else did that, if I'm not mistaken. It was a white quarterback that did that. And the Mannings. He said that it was Eli, right? He said it, allegedly, he said that he didn't want his son to play for somebody. He said he would rather go play baseball before he did that. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know, we living in two different Americas.
Right, definitely.
We living in America where, you know, white people can go, goddamn, shoot up the White House and kill people, and if a black person step foot on that motherfucker, we dead.
Right.
That's real life.
No, you're absolutely right about that, because it's definitely two different sides. And I forgot all about that till you just brought that up about the Mannings. Yeah. And you're right, he did say that. So, you know.
Coaches are looking for somebody that are coachable. If what you said is really true, like, then they feel like, can you be coachable? Because if you have a certain attitude about yourself or you feel like you're already the best, then you can't grow.
I mean, listen, it's a difference between confidence. Confidence, right? You know what I mean? Like, this one where I'm not a humble person. You feel me? Like, period. Point blank. Because if I don't believe it, ain't nobody else going to believe it. You feel me? You got to sell your own brand. You understand? Like, if don't nobody in the motherfucking world like me, I love me. You feel me?
Right.
So, if that's me being arrogant or, you know what I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to put myself before anybody. I'm going to love myself before anybody.
Right.
He a young man. I mean, what do you think? I mean, shit, he got everything in life that he wanted. You feel me? It's not about the money. It's definitely not. His dad is Deion Sanders.
Now, is that a bad thing or a good thing? Because maybe he like, really, nigga, I don't need y'all. Because I ain't pressed for the money because I'm already rich. So I see both sides of it now. It's a good topic.
So they want a African American male to need them, and you know, once you need a person, you'll do anything for money.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like he got a dad, you know, with structure in his life. You feel me? Deion is a great father. He articulates well. He he is the best corner ever that ever played the game. You feel me? Great coach, great father, great everything. You feel me?
Right.
Everything that black people build is like Bill Cosby. You feel me? That's all we had to look up to back in the day. They tore it down.
Right.
You feel me? Like I said, they trying to fuck us up. You know what I mean? Just tear the black male down in all phases, and they want the world to see. Okay, look. We can't get Deion. Like I said, we're going to get his son. We're going to make his son an example.
Yeah.
He the biggest one that we can do this. So if it can happen to him, it can happen to all you Negroes.
Yeah, right. You're right. But shout out to Deion. He got both of his sons in the league. Shador is at Cleveland, and the other son, I think, Tampa Bay. So shout out to them too. But definitely shout out to the 5 Winston men that got drafted to the NFL, man. Let's go ahead and give a
Shout out to the Trey folks.
Definitely got to give a shout out to the Trey.
That's harder than a bitch, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Right.
Look, I'm talking about North Carolina, period.
Right.
Like, look in the draft, it's a lot of people that's coming from North Carolina that was born and raised in North Carolina. And guess what they say? North Carolina ain't a football state. Y'all a basketball state. Well, you done lost your damn mind, bro. This new class is coming up, and we got a lot more coming. We got Sean Brown. We got that I know of. You feel me, from Winston. We got the Blair boys.
Yeah.
We got
the Wilkins boy out of Boston College.
And we got Snook. We got Snook, bro. We got a lot of people coming. And I'm gonna speak this into existence. We got my son coming. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like
Yeah.
6'1". He a sophomore this year. 6'1".
Yeah, he did.
Corner. You feel me?
Yeah.
All them boys coming.
So definitely shout out to the parents, man, you know, that sacrificed and dedicated their lives to see their sons go to that next level of life and experience that next level of life. So definitely shout out to all the people, all the men from the trade, all the parents from the trade. Y'all did a great job with them men. Let's get to this next level and make an impact out there on that field and let them know where the hell we representing from. All right.
Oh, and look, shout out to you know, I know his dad personally. You feel me, Mr. Revel. You feel me? Definitely a good dude. Trefo Tigers and stuff. My son played for him. You know what I mean? And it's an honor for my son to be around. You know, Coach Bone. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that because he really care about the kids and he do this shit. His son been gone.
Right.
That's why he don't really make no money off this shit. You feel me? Like, guess what he do? He still be around to coach my son. And guess what he tell me? Well, your son got promise. I'm going to send him to these camps. All you got to do is just go. You feel me? He love my son. He say he see the same thing in his son that he seen in my son.
Yeah, that's
You
what's
feel me?
up.
Straight up.
So that's good. Yeah, shout out to Coach Bone, man. Definitely shout out to the whole Revel family. I was you know, I appreciate being a part of the whole draft party, man. It was great, you know, over there. But Shanada, how you doing today?
Good. Hope you are.
I'm doing great. So we definitely finna switch topics and get on your successful upcoming that you have brought to the forefront in the past couple years now. So you're born and raised in Winston.
Yep. Born and raised.
What side of town?
North Hills.
North Hills.
Yes.
All right. Shout out to North Hills, man.
Shout out to North Hills.
What high school you went to?
I went to Carver. I went to Mount Tabor.
Yeah,
First, and then I transferred to Carver.
Oh,
Everybody,
so-
I told you everybody wanted to go to Carver.
Right.
I'm talking about everybody used to come to our lunch. That's crazy.
So, okay. So, all right. Now, if a lot of people don't know, Shanada runs one of the best desserteries probably in the country, man. I ain't even gonna front it. I done been a lot of places. I done ate a lot of sweets. So I'm gonna tell you how I got turned on to your desserts. My partner Lester, he always was getting your desserts, man. He always was getting like whole damn cakes.
Yep. Always
So I'm
whole
like,
cake.
bro, your sugar's finna be off the roof, man. Like, you tripping. But he used to be like, bro, they're not that sweet as you think. So I was at work one time, and my homie named Tamika Green, shout out Meek. Tamika was going to on lunch, and she was like, I'm finna go to Natabelles and get me a dessert. And I was like, no, I don't want nothing. You know, I don't eat sweets like that. She was like, Hootie, I promise you, you'll love this. So she brought me back a sweet potato brownie, I think it was.
Yep.
Man, I bit into this damn brownie, dog. And it's like, you know how you bite into dessert, you were like, damn, they got a lot of sugar in it. Bro, it was perfect. Like, I swear to God. And I was like, damn. Like, it really surprised me. Then it was one day I was just running errands and I ain't, you know, had nothing else to do. I was like, you know what? I'm finna go up here and get a dessert and sit in. And that's when I came up there and got a dessert and I just sat down, man. And I think that was fresh out the damn oven right there, yo.
We serve them hot.
Man, it was crazy. Cause like I said, she went on lunch for the first one, so it kind of cooled down. But when I got it fresh out, oh man, I was like, I gotta get her on the podcast because it's real. So tell me, how did it start? Because the story that I hear is you had your grandma's recipe. So you started in the kitchen with your grandma?
Yeah, so like when I was, you know, like younger and stuff, I would be in like the kitchen with my grandma. So she always like, she wasn't like a pastry chef. Like she just cooked good in general.
Right.
But she used to always like make the best pound cakes and like German chocolate layer cakes.
I miss that German chocolate.
Yeah.
Did she measure anything? 'Cause
No.
That's what I'm about to say.
She had like, you know, like I can even like, I got like a little card thing, you know, they used to use those little card things. And it's got like handwritten like recipes and stuff that she had, like Jet magazine paper clippings and
Oh,
stuff
wow.
like that.
Yeah.
Like recipes. Yeah. So, she was in an accident. I'm not really gonna get into that, but she was in an accident, and the company or whatever, like she got really sick, like her legs, she became septic because she was a diabetic.
Oh, okay.
And at the same time, she had got like pneumonia, so she was in the hospital, like, and she was old, so her body couldn't fight the infection from her leg
Right.
and like the pneumonia. So when she died, I was just like mad. Like I just had like a lot of grief, honestly speaking. And so I just kind of like started baking to kind of like remember her.
Right, right.
And you know, when you bake, you got to just give it away. And people just like, dang, Shanata, like, we ain't never had nothing like this, you
Right.
know. Like, I used to bake when my grandma was still alive, and she used to always be like, Nada, like, you got it.
Oh,
you
okay.
know, you
Yeah.
got it. So
Okay.
she had got to take, like, see me bake
That's
stuff. Like,
what's
I
up.
had them bake stuff for her, too.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just, like, flourished from there. And then I remember when my youngest son was born, I was, like, telling my husband, like, somebody got to get an extra job because daycare was high.
Right.
You know? And then it was almost like God was like, but I just gave you something. So I started selling.
Now, I remember we bought a cake out of when you was doing it from your house.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So I started selling from my house, and then I was eventually like a cottage baker under the Department of Agriculture, and I had our basement turned into like a little small bakery, and that's where I used to bake.
Okay.
Now, I was still working for the state, so I used to like just have to work on the weekends, like baking cakes, and then I would save up all of like my time during the holidays because that's when we used to have the most orders.
Okay.
You know.
So when did you realize like we can't do this shit in my house no more?
So I had got to that point. I was like, I just want to quit my job in this baking because I felt like I was just so overwhelmed with orders that I was like, I felt like I could do it. But you always feel like that when you just thinking about how much money you making. You ain't thinking about really nothing else.
Exactly.
So we were in the process of trying to get a house. So my husband was like, you can't quit your job because I was working at the state and I had longevity.
Right.
You know,
Right.
if you know anything about mortgages and stuff, you know that's what they look for. And then finally, our son was going to summer camp in the marketplace.
Okay.
And Ruby G's used to be there. So we used to always see her, Miss Ruby. And then one day she was gone. And I was like, I might need to check into this kiosk. This might be like really, you know, for me.
That's where the Chef Lawn restaurant at now. Is it
Well,
the same?
it's in the same. It's in Marketplace. She is like where the old Munch Box used to be.
Okay.
He's like in a little kiosk in the back by the like going to Hamrick's and the barbershop.
Okay.
Now, you going out on your own and, you know, being independent, that takes a lot of courage, because it's easier to work a 9 to 5 and get a check,
Right.
and depend on, you know what I mean, your job.
So the difference with that was in May of 2021, I had made something called a cheesecake pound cake and a peach cobbler cheesecake pound cake. And it went viral, like 11,000 shares and stuff. Just like one of the biggest. Like I had stuff go viral, but not really like that. And
Now, was that one of your grandma recipes, or you just came up with
that's
that?
just something, you know, you just be messing around.
Okay,
Like just,
okay.
and God said something is going to shake with your business.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes you hear stuff, but you don't really be knowing if it's like here and here.
Right.
Now, I grew up in the church all my life. Like, I haven't never been like a saint, but I hadn't heard God's voice so clear. I kept telling my husband, God said something going to shake with the business. Then it started saying September. And we opened up in Marketplace September 19th. That it's like that faith that I had to have that I feel like has got me to this point because I never chose baking. Like, God said you will make.
Right.
Well, I want to say this.
Right.
Somebody that known you 25 years plus, probably. You know what I mean? I see the transformation in you. I see the glow on you. You feel me? Like,
Yeah. It was
like
like,
God working on you.
yeah. It was like it was your calling. Like, it's crazy, you know, that you're telling this story because it's like you're telling the beginning of the story. Because it's like, okay, when you first opened, was you emailing Mr. Chime Time?
So what happened is he had like ate a Patti LaBelle pie.
Okay.
And he was like, he hated sweet potatoes and all this other kind of stuff. So one of my friend's brothers had tagged Natabelles Desserts and was like, if you ate one of Natabelles Desserts sweet potato brownies, like, I guarantee you she could like change your mind. And so I remember I put a post on my page, like, everybody like spam Mr. Chime Time, like tell him to come to Natabelles Desserts, like we think we could like change his mind. And they have email addresses up there. And my friend was like, email him. And I was like, he ain't gonna check no email.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be. And I emailed him. And he replied. And when we talk about it now, he said, I don't know what made me. I thought you were BSing. He said, I don't know what made me really
That's
like,
right. Let me tell you something. They say faith without works is dead. You feel me? Like, you like you came up in the church.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, you know God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You trusted him.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've known you. You feel me? Like, a long time.
Yeah.
And from where you came from, if you can change, anybody can change.
Anybody.
If God working on you,
Yep.
he can work on anybody.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I'm
Yeah.
proud of you.
Thank
You feel me?
you.
Like, I'm not even lying to you.
Thank
Like,
you.
I strive to be like you. You feel me? Like, I own my own business too. And, you know, owning your own business is not for the weak. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I take my hat off to you and your family, man. And
Thank
I
you.
hope God continue to just pour blessings on you.
Thank you.
Blessing on top of blessings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Increase.
Like
You
I said,
too,
if I
man.
say this too much, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank
Like,
you.
for real, for real.
Stop it. I'm proud of
A
you.
black woman
It's-
from Winston-Salem
Yeah.
that, you know, that's going to have her desserts in every major store. You feel me, man? That's huge. That's
Yeah.
big.
So, when you emailed him, he emailed you back.
Yeah.
How long did it take for him to pop up?
Oh man. It was months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was months. And then finally one day he really came. It was like
Did you know he was coming, or he just popped up at you?
So because we had a limited menu, we
Okay.
kind of gave him like choices, like asked him like what's like certain things that you like, because you know he be wanna taste a whole lot and
Right.
we only offered like a little bit because we was
Right,
like in a little
right.
bit of marketplace. So he was like, one of these in this week, I'll be here. It's like we just had to stay ready. Like, but when he came, it was an absolute surprise. Like, I was like, telling my
Right.
coworker, I was like, like, you know, like
Right,
from walking
right.
up to our kiosk from the marketplace, and it really was him.
You were nervous.
Yeah, because at the end of the day,
He can make or break you. Really.
he can make or break you. And I wasn't really like that whole like going viral. I mean, I'm 45, so I
Right.
still wasn't into social media like that. You know what
Right.
I'm trying to say? Like, I haven't done
I
all that
definitely
posting,
understand.
and you know what I'm
So,
trying to say? Like,
yeah.
so I didn't understand like
the
the
impact
effects.
he could make,
Look,
right?
my
The
son
impact.
helped
I didn't understand it.
My
Right.
son helped me out with my social media, so I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Daddy, do this. I'm about to do this. Repost this.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
So how much did he spend the first time?
Oh, he spent about 100 something.
Okay, the first time.
Mhm.
Okay, so he came,
Yep.
got your food, and so he went out there and did your review.
Yes.
Outside, I guess in his car, that's where he be
That's
at.
where he always be. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we saw him in the car. But of course, you don't want to go up
Right,
to the, you know, you
right,
don't want to
right,
look desperate.
right.
You just like, you know, he's in
Oh,
the car.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, yeah.
So when you seen him doing the presentation in the
Mm-hmm.
car from when you actually seen it online, how long did it take for him to post it?
Maybe about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like he be like traveling still in between
Right,
stuff.
right,
Then I guess
right.
you gotta like, however you gotta do videos with
Yeah,
voiceovers
and
and all that
edit
kind of
and all
stuff.
that.
Yeah. So it was about 2 weeks. So we was on pins and needles just like the whole world was.
So
to see what he was gonna say.
So the first time, of course, he gave you rave reviews. Like out of 10, he was giving you 9.5s, and
big.
like I ain't never seen dude not criticize, at least make one criticizing remark about something with a restaurant. Dude ain't say nothing.
He didn't like that banana pudding blondie though. He didn't like that texture.
Okay, so he didn't
He
like that
that
one.
texture.
He probably don't like banana pudding.
Yeah.
He was just like, he wasn't the biggest banana pudding fan, and he didn't like that texture.
Okay.
So
that,
I be telling people all the time, like, yeah, it's still, like, even though he might like something that we said like he love it, it was still stuff that we saw that he didn't.
Now
like.
I know
this is what I hate though. When somebody cook a dessert and it be dry. You can tell it's from the box. You feel me? Don't box me, man. Give me something moist. You feel me? That's gonna melt in my mouth. Pause.
Now, did your grandma make oven baked banana pudding? Because that's what I eat. I eat oven baked banana pudding. No,
baby. She was a Jello Cool Whip girl.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, she was a Jello Cool Whip, but she did like the fresh bananas and stuff.
Now my sister makes the best oven baked banana pudding that she got from my mom's recipe, man. So that's all I eat is the oven baked, man.
Banana pudding.
Man, listen, bro. Bro.
Hey, now I can't say she make the best because
oven baked banana pudding, bro.
Like, hey, my grandma and them, they were slaves now, not my grandma, but her
was a cobbler maker.
Look, it probably came from the same recipe. You feel me? Like, you never know. You know what I mean? And this is what I wanted to touch up on too, because I'm a chef and stuff like that. And I went to school, and I was telling the people that's over us, the chefs and shit. When I was in school, I was like, man, look, I was like, it was people that couldn't read. You feel me? They couldn't read no recipe. They didn't measure nothing. They knew. Once you know, you know. You feel me? You don't got to measure nothing. So, and the fact that you come up with different recipes, like you say, you just experiment. You feel me? That's gonna make you. You're not scared, to try new things.
But when I had to quit my job, well, I didn't have to quit my job, but when you get that vision, when you go out, even though you still trust God, you feel like you got to do your part. And I try to tell everybody, and still continue to never be in competition with anybody. But I didn't come into this game with so many fabulous bakeries to be mediocre.
Right.
Being in competition.
So you never went to class or school or nothing for it?
No. No, I just went to Safe Serve and all that after the fact.
Right.
But yeah, I don't have any formal training.
That's real talent.
I really
think real old school home kitchen talent right there.
Because back to when you was like being you don't want to be in competition with somebody. Being in competition, that is a complex that people have to get over with. You feel me? Like you shouldn't be in competition with nobody but yourself.
Right.
You feel me? Like you got to be better than what you was 3 days ago.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So.
Right.
Okay, so now we at Chime Time done did his first review. 2 weeks later, it's done dropped.
Yeah.
So is the business picking up now? Can you tell it's picking up?
So it was crazy because when he dropped the video, I was scheduled that next week to get carpal tunnel surgery, and I was gonna be down for like a month. They got a scar right there.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm talking about the lines was just, I don't even know if you can imagine from the very front of the marketplace at Harrison's when you come in all the way down to our kiosk by Hamrick's, just lines and droves of people.
God.
And that's what I used to just be like, I mean, it used to be so overwhelming because when you see God's word just not going void, and just the realization that if he really bring you to something, like that was like a confirmation for me. Like going out on the limb, I'm like, yeah, God, I trust you. But with that was like confirmation that God was telling me, like, I told you, like, believe in me. Like, I got you.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'll put who and what you need to succeed. That's how I felt.
So the line was long.
Yeah.
You got carpal tunnel. Your husband really had to step up.
Yeah.
Because I remember that time he really stepped up and played a major part when you went down.
Yeah.
Now, at one point in time, your ovens went out, didn't they?
Yeah, because they came, like they were trying to like wire one of our ovens together. They did not cut it off, and so it like blew some kind of circuit or something, like fried a wire. And I mean, it was like 2 weeks because like then it was a part that was missing. So you missing money, you can't do nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But eventually, we did get it fixed, and they did pay for it because they kept trying to say that was not our fault. Yeah, it was your fault. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we overcame that.
Now, I remember that.
Hold on. I want to shout out Real Recognize Real Podcast 336 712 Vodka. Y'all make sure y'all go cop that. Share, subscribe, and like, man. You feel me? Like, that's how we do, man, for real.
Already. Okay, now, so we're doing good now. Everything's great. Now, you're putting your desserts in stores now, in gas stations.
Yeah. So my very first, and it still continues to be, is Piedmont Aviation Snack Bar.
Okay.
I remember
they got some pretty good food in there.
Yeah,
too.
I hadn't heard of the snack bar. And then, everybody was talking about like they had this good breakfast, and I remember they was a talk of a town. Like, I guess because a lot of older people, especially like when it was like the airplane culture and all that, they knew about
Piedmont,
it, but the younger people didn't know about it. And Kayla, who was the daughter, they had took it over.
Yeah.
So I went in there and she had this board. And it just had like all kind of business cards. And I was like, yeah, I got to bring a business card and put it over. I was like, I own Natabelles Desserts, and, we do sweet to the brownies, yada, yada, yada. And she really called me. And that's it. It's been going on 3 years now.
Is that the only?
She's the only restaurant, and then we do J&J Food Mart.
Okay.
And then we service Wake Forest University. We service
you got a good relationship with Wake Forest.
Yeah,
so.
it's our second year.
So who have you dealt with that's black owned? I mean, like such as myself. The name of my business is Benupsy Bum.
Right.
And I wanna get up with you and sell your desserts off of my food trailer.
And what I tell you when you tell me that?
I already know.
When you ready, I'm ready.
I already know.
That's right.
But who else would you consider working with that's, black owned around here?
I mean,
they
like,
reached out to you?
I'm open to working with like a lot of people because I would rather do contracts and wholesale than have a storefront.
Yeah.
Like
contracts guaranteed money.
That's overhead. That's
exactly.
overhead. You don't want the overhead.
I mean, if I could not have to have a walk-up bakery at all, like that would be the goal.
So you have your own brick and mortar?
Yes.
Well, let me get with you. Listen, all bull jive aside, I'm trying to put money in your pocket to help you pay for that building. What can we work something out?
I don't know, maybe.
Let's work something out because I would rather pay my cousin.
You make me so sick.
I'm dead ass serious.
But that's one thing when I was talking to DJ Cheesecakes, I was like, why you don't have a building? He was like, Hootie, I'm better doing it this way. Just having contracts.
Now,
he gave me that, like when I saw his business plan, I was like, that's genius.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you just put it and people get it from different places. But then I was like, I wanted people to be able to travel to come, come to like the bakery and stuff like that. That's why we kind of been trying to, cut it like, okay, we be open on the back end, but we do all our other stuff on the front end, to kind of do a median.
Yeah.
I want to say this too. Shout out to DJ Cheesecake.
Shout out to DJ.
But he definitely got it made. We went to the same school. You feel me? Like he cook all this stuff in school. He got it made. All he got to do is teach classes.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like teach the students to come in. You feel me? He's an alumni of, the school or whatever. You feel me? Or whatnot. But I wouldn't move either.
Yeah.
Not when they let you come and all you got to do is just teach the class. He get to go through there and, cook cheesecakes and teach people like me, you feel me, how to make cheesecakes.
Right.
So shout out to DJ Cheesecakes, man. You feel me?
Okay, so Now, when was the point where we feel like, all right, we have to get out this marketplace? It's the business is
when the video dropped, it was like I almost immediately. So
God
the
is
thing
good.
was like not the space, because when we look back, we're like, how did we even do it in this small place?
right.
We had a kiosk, so we did not have an access door. So that means we couldn't go and come as we please. We could only come when the marketplace opened, and we had to leave when they closed.
Oh man, yeah.
So for us who did baking on site, it was
Right.
just very hard to keep
Right.
up
You got
with
too
that
big.
demand.
You got
Yeah,
too big for
and
the
our
building.
rent at the marketplace was only $600 for that kiosk, and we just worked, and then I got with my business coach. We found Ardmore. I was like, this is a very neutral location.
Right. Definitely neutral.
Yeah, and we was able to upfit. It used to be an Herbalife where we're
Yeah,
at now.
yeah, I remember.
It
we
used to be
I
Herbalife.
used to get my shakes in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we upfitted to be Natabelles Desserts, and we went in debt free. We opened up debt free because we saved all that we did at Marketplace. And it was just like, I tell people all the time, like, especially like with us, we want to start and we got to be so big. Get in there and be small, because you can know one aspect of the business and not know the other aspect. Like, we know how to cook, we know how to bake, but that business side is a
Scaling.
beast.
Right.
You have to scale
You know what
your
I'm trying
business.
to say? Like, how
Right.
do you go from here to
Right.
there? And you know what I'm trying to say? Still keep this, and you know,
Right.
knowing about all of that kind of stuff, and just being a good steward of the little. God was able to bless us with something
So,
bigger.
do you have a staff or is your family?
Oh yeah, no, we have a staff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got Kenzie. She done been with us since we was at Marketplace. And then we got cashier. We got a decorator. We have another girl named Aubrey. She been with us for over a year, and she is actually a culinary graduate. Like, she's
Okay.
a real pastry
Right.
chef.
Right.
Audrey, I met her. A white girl.
Mm-hmm.
Look, she went to my school. She used to do pastry with this lady named Chef V.
Okay.
You feel me? And,
Mhm.
like, I know exactly what you're talking about. She's short. I can
Yeah, she's
describe
short.
it later on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah,
Word.
but so yeah,
It's
and
crazy.
I just, every time we just need to hire somebody, just was ask God, because one thing that I had to learn, and I know a lot of other businesses struggle with this, when you build something from the ground up and you know that it's something that God gave you, you are so protective and so picky about who to let in your space.
Right.
And I had to understand, I got to just keep praying to God that He bring the people that I need and not be so scared
Right.
to open up myself, because you can't grow. I can't do it all. Robert can't do it all.
Right.
Our son can't do it all. You have to have other
Right.
people to
So-
make your business grow. And that was one of the hardest things to loosen control
Yeah.
of your
Right.
baby. And that's still like right now, I tell people, being an entrepreneur, I don't have to work as much as I do because I have a staff. I still work as much as I do because that is Natabelles Desserts name on it, and I would never let anybody else run my business.
How much do you protect your desserts recipe?
Oh, so we have an NDA,
Right.
like a do not non-disclosure agreement. Yeah,
That's why I asked. Yeah.
it's real.
It's
Like,
real.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are a very legitimate business.
Now,
real.
now, for the folks that's starting out with a business, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And like you just said, you got to be wary of who you let in your circle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me personally, you feel me? Like, I feel like, you know, I try to empower my people, you feel me? But all the time, God not going to bless you, you know, just because of the people that you're around. You feel me? Like, He might not bless you right now because you was around them. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you might have to move around your family. You can't even mess with them.
Yeah, I won't hire any of my family or my friends, and they know that. I told them because I am a totally different person when I'm at work. Like it's, and I would rather continue to love you and just not fall out. Like if I need help and you can come in, that's something different. But it's just because when you have a connection, it's just certain feelings and stuff that
Right.
Right. I can't do that.
That business and personal relationship is real thin. Like,
Yeah.
cuss your ass out over this business, but I still love you. So
Yeah.
but a lot of people can't understand that.
Yeah.
Now, if there's any advice that you can give to somebody that that look up to you, that's doing the same thing that you're doing, what would it be?
Keep a consistent product and just don't be afraid. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, just don't be afraid to like do stuff. Just like be innovative, because it's just like you just never know what somebody else like, dang, that might be good, and here you is done did it, and they like,
Right.
I'm trying to say like,
Right.
like just do it. Like when we started with pound cakes, one of the biggest things that I wanted to target a younger generation, because they said that pound cakes was dry, they old fashioned, like, I mean, they boring. And I was like, no, like, like it could be different. That's why we kind of like start doing like pound cake bites.
Right,
You know what I'm trying to say? Just showing it to them in a different way. Like you can get toppings on there. Like it's what grandma used to make, but not what grandma used to make. You know what I'm saying? It's a little nostalgia, but it's got like a twist of like the new era.
Right.
And we have thousands of younger
And
people.
another person that know how to cook is my stepmom. Her name is Sheila Galloway, aka A-Strap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Came up in the house, brother. I'm talking about like y'all cakes are similar. I used to get my ass beat, y'all. You feel me? For running in the house while she baking her cakes.
Oh yeah.
Cake fall out. Look,
Yeah.
look. Shout out to her. You feel me? Like some of the best cakes that I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Every cake that she ever had, whether it was she used to make 7-Up cakes and all of that.
Yes.
It was moist.
Yep.
It wasn't dry. You feel me? Like with ice and they put the icing on it to play it out to make it moist a little bit. But if your cakes, I already know they great because I done had them. You feel me? I used to mess with you when you stayed around the corner from the
Jonestown.
Jonestown Road. You feel me? Like we used to support it. You know what I mean? But the way my teeth set up now. Yeah. Hey, boy, borderline goddamn diabetes and all that shit. But hey, we gotta be careful.
Right. Real recognize real, man. Y'all be sure to
45.
like. Y'all be sure to subscribe. Y'all be sure to share. We sponsored by that 712 Vodka, man. Y'all be sure to go to your local ABC and liquor store, man, and go ahead and request that. If they ain't got it in there, tell them to get it in there.
Hold on, hold it. Let me let them hear how it pour.
Oh, go ahead, man. The smoothest vodka on the market right now. You hear that? Right.
That's how
You hear
it
that?
pour smooth. Goes through your system.
Okay, all right.
No
So now we at the new spot.
Okay.
We at the new spot. Everything's
712
going
vodka.
great.
Right.
God is blessing us.
Yep.
Just how we want to. Now, Mr. Chime Time comes back. He circles the block. He spins the block and comes back, and he sends a decoy in there. Was the decoy a man or a woman?
It was a woman.
You ain't have no indication.
So he ordered on our website.
That's what I was finna ask. Now, he spent all that money, but order on the website, you might think it's a company.
But it was I didn't know whether to like believe it or not. So it was a phone call. Like they want to order something on the website, but they didn't want to pay until they came in.
And you definitely don't have that because you know
I
how
was
that
like,
go. right.
I don't
Hell
know.
no. What the hell you mean? I need a deposit or something, my nigga. Hold up. So yeah.
Man, they was trying to like give me the credit card number over the phone, and so that sometimes it made me think about fraud, even though I don't.
You covered.
So,
you
but
covered
I
by
don't.
the bank. I mean, well,
We went ahead and did it,
Right.
Because I said I don't know what's going on, but you know how you kind of like feel like
Right,
something is
right.
like you don't know, but I'm just like. And then the next week, that is when we knew because he told me that he was coming. So I'm like, okay, y'all, he coming, like you know. But he was coming to tell us that he did the review and that he wanted to buy desserts for 150 people.
oh, that's
So
dank.
what was that big ass cake that he had?
So he had got a cake in that kind of pan when he came back from Detroit. You know, he had such a hard time. He didn't really, he gave Detroit a little run for their money.
Yeah, right.
And Charlotte.
And when he came back, he was like, I need some sweets. He was just like, I
Right,
just need
right.
something. So he had ordered like a red velvet cake and some other stuff. And I just happened to make it in this spiral pan that I had.
Okay.
I seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
seen that.
It's just like a different, It's just the pan.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, like, instead of different bunt pans,
Right,
it's
right.
just the shape of it. It's called a twister pan.
I was like, damn, what is that?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's just like
okay.
a twister pan. So they got different designs in bunt pans, and
Right.
that's what it was. But we still did not know what he was gonna say about our stuff. Like
Right.
we got a phone call. Said that Mr. Chime Time didn't release the video about y'all. We didn't even know.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I like about him. This is what I like about him. He turned you up, came back and did a follow-up, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah, it was our 2-year anniversary.
Man, that's gangster. You following up, and the same story, man. This shit's still good. It might be even better.
Yeah.
Man, that's gangster.
Because a couple of them 9.5s, it was 9.6s.
And another thing too,
So, yeah.
cuz, like once a person finds something that they like to do,
Yeah.
it's not work.
Yeah.
But do you get overwhelmed sometimes?
I mean, yes, because I'm human. Like these last 2 weeks, when I say been pushed to the breaking point, like I said that last week, that was so true because you are just inundated. We was inundated with lines of people. It was Easter weekend. We already had our own Easter orders that we had to fulfill for our customers. And then they sold out our website. So you trying to like make sure everything, it's like, I tell people this all the time. It does not matter. It does not matter. You cannot really prepare to go viral, especially in like a bakery setting like ours. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we're not making no box cakes. Like, pound cakes take time. And, a lot of people understood, like, some people are going to complain, but then I ask myself, why are you chasing a trend and you don't expect the wait? You see what I'm trying to say? Like, it's going to be flooded. It's going to, don't come right now. Like, let it simmer down. It's not going to be like this forever.
And people,
you know what I'm trying to say?
people will give you a bad review.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you knew it was going to be balls to the wall here, But for the most part, like, people have just been so overwhelming. Like, we sent out half of our orders because we had 100 orders. We still got 39 orders left, and they'll go out this coming week. We sent them all out. I mean, people just been sending us reviews like, oh, my God, it melts in your mouth. It's still so good. Like, even being shipped. Like, because I try to tell people, bacon saved me. Like, this is like therapy. I'm gonna give it my all.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it doesn't matter if it's Mr. Chime Time, like if it's you or y'all grandma. Like, I'm trying to make sure that everybody get the same product every time.
Right.
Are we perfect? No, everybody make mistakes.
Right.
But we're not just intentionally out here like, you're going to get this and you're going to get that. Like, not never. I want everybody to feel the same reaction every time.
So what are you looking for now? You're established. You got, the groundwork done, everything. I mean, are you looking for mass production? You feel me? Or would you consider going on Shark Tank?
I mean, I probably would consider going on Shark Tank, but I didn't grapple with this for years. I don't know if there's any amount of money that would let me sell that sweet potato brownie recipe. And it's just like so crazy because I remember like it was a while ago and, sweet potato brownies, like somebody had made one and, it go viral. And I just looked at the recipes and they was still nothing like no recipe. So it's like we still know that it is still like unique. Like when we started making sweet potato brownies in 2018, you could not even Google a sweet potato brownie without chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
What made you come up with this?
Man.
So
I was making a sweet potato pound cake. Now remember I told you I used to be baking. I made a sweet potato pound cake and I made it too heavy. So what that means is like I probably put like too much butter, too much brown sugar, and it couldn't rise, and so it fell. But the texture was like a fudge brownie.
Right.
And I was like, dang. And y'all, I tweaked it for 6 months because I knew that it was like special.
Right.
Until I got it right. And I remember my cousin, Marquay Patterson, shout out to her. She been a cake decorator for about 24 years. You know Marquay.
Yeah, she did my party.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marquay.
She said, Shanada, she said, nobody ain't never tasted nothing like this. She was like, this is gonna be the world famous sweet potato brownie. And that's what I kept it.
And then when I heard a sweet potato brownie, the first time I heard of that shit, I was like, how the fuck can you get a sweet potato out of a brownie?
Right.
That's what I said.
We used to call it blondie because that's technically what it is. So a blondie is like a brownie texture without the fudge.
Okay.
But still to this day, you hear blondie more and more, but people still don't really know what blondies are. So that's why we always say, quote unquote, brownie. It's because of the texture of a fudge brownie, but it's going to taste like a sweet potato pie.
Did you trademark?
World famous sweet potato brownie is.
It's trademark?
It is.
Oh my God.
Now I remember back in the
That
day.
doesn't mean because you can't trademark, and this is what people get confused. You can't really trademark recipes. You can, but if somebody go in there and change a half a teaspoon or something, it's a different recipe. The name, nobody else can say that they sell world famous sweet potato brownies. Like that is like, like when you see that, that's not a Bell's.
But it's hard to keep a secret. Me, I wouldn't trust nobody with my recipes. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you would have to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's why you do that non-DA, that NDA.
but that's okay. You know what I mean? But people still do that, and people still tell. You feel me? You got whistleblowers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why you have to just
you
trust in the people that you feel like God sent to you.
I feel like you can't grow.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. You can't grow unless you do it. You know what I'm saying? My mom used to make a sweet potato bread.
Mm-hmm.
And that brownie definitely reminds me.
Yeah. Do that?
I had no damn idea.
Yeah,
but it definitely reminds me of that. That's why I eat it, like, cause it puts me in the mind of her when I eat it. So
crazy.
So that's good. You're definitely on the come up, man. Yeah, we'll love to have Mr. Chime Tommy here on the podcast one day. You know, we just talk about him. So send this episode to him. Just let him know we'll love to have him in when he in town.
Okay.
You got some shout outs?
I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Chime Time, to my family, to our employees, to the community, to just the customers, all the viewers who just came out and supported us, who order stuff from our website. You know, it wouldn't be no us without them. And I just really want to give my husband a shout out because another thing, how you know God is always working. Because when we moved into the new building, I told my husband, I'm like, just come and quit your job. Just work at the bakery. I feel like we can make so much more money together than you working. He had a good job at Corning. He got laid off.
That's God.
That's
God.
And now he been the GM at our restaurant.
Right.
And, and I just always bring that up because it started out as Natabelles Desserts, but without him, without his support, like people don't know, like when you married, I couldn't just quit my job and be like, I am going to start my bakery. Like I had to wait for my husband to say, you can.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say.
Hey, shout out to your husband.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you like that. Look, I got a wife that's a boss too. You see what I'm saying? So when you gave that man hell, I'm talking about, listen, it's just women. You feel me? Like the husband feel the back end on everything. You feel me? Like something ain't right, take it out on him. You got to be a strong man, to deal with a strong woman in y'all situation. You know, you see what I'm saying? Like I said, sometimes, you know what I mean? Like you probably feel like he don't understand you or something like that. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I'm speaking from experience. You feel me? Like owning multiple businesses and you depending on your family, like things can get overwhelming. You feel me? So shout out to your husband, man. You feel me?
Yeah, because we wouldn't be able to do it, without him and just selfishly, doing it.
Shout out to my boy.
So what's next? What's next? Because your business is booming.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we are in the process because we're just like, well, we don't, I don't know how long is the momentum gonna be going, but one of the biggest things that we were wanting to really take off was our website, and this has really put that on the map.
So
you know
drop
what I'm trying
your
to say?
website.
So, it's natabellesdesserts.com, but they cannot order until we reopen it May the 9th because we are, like I said, we're still
Right.
getting our last orders out from when the video dropped. They just
Right.
they
Right.
obliviated the website. But we're thankful.
Of
We're
course.
grateful. That's what we always say. Through it all, we just very grateful for the opportunity. Very grateful for, we always say it's a divine connection for God bringing Mr. Chime time in our life, or whatever. And yeah, I really don't know what's next. I just want to,
Your timing, it's not God's
No,
timing.
it's
You
not.
feel me?
It's
His
not.
timing is everything.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, let
Yeah.
him guide your footsteps.
Yeah.
You feel me? Continue to do
Yeah.
what you do.
Everybody always
Put the
asks
work
us about
in.
another location, and I always have to tell them, like, me being so involved in our one location, it's almost impossible to run another location, because what you don't want
So
to happen
franchise
is,
it.
but you don't see what you don't want to happen is. They be like, oh, the Knollwood location
Okay,
is
I see what
good.
you're saying.
The Stratford
Yeah,
location is
right,
booty. You know what I'm
right.
trying to say? Because,
Right.
so until I'm able to cultivate a way to do that and
Right.
to different cities, like we hear Charlotte all the time. Can you just imagine having somebody else running your, you see that control thing? I can't get past that yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't ready I'm not ready for that
Right.
yet.
Winston needs you though.
Yeah.
We need you
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Like
And I love
like
Winston.
we definitely need you
Yeah.
here. We want you to blow up and have a location in Charlotte, but we definitely need you here. Because I
Yeah.
get tired of doing it.
And y'all support black-owned people, man. You feel me? Like, we got to pour into each other. You feel me? Like, 712 Vodka, black-owned. Real Recognized Real Podcast 336, black-owned. Natabelles, black-owned. Chef Line, top-tier catering, black-owned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Right
And-
Taste,
yeah.
black-owned.
And it's
Support
not
these
just
people.
black owned. We have a business and a service that is warranted of your,
Yeah,
of your support.
right.
Like, we give you a reason to support us.
Right.
Like it's gonna always be somebody, because people are so in the convenience stage. They so
Right.
me. They can't never think outside of the box. We make one mistake. Oh, the world's coming to the end.
Right,
They'll never
right.
support us. So why you can't support black business? You go to McDonald's, they messing up your damn
Right.
All the
cheeseburger
time.
since you
Yeah,
was
yeah.
3 years old, and you
Right,
still
right.
over there still buying from McDonald's.
That's why I go to
You know what I'm
Chick-fil-A.
saying?
They
Like,
get it right every
it's,
time.
Ice
And
cream
when you
machine
need your water,
still-
they run to you.
Ice cream machine
still
still
ain't
broke.
working.
You forgot your wallet.
Right.
Tell it, McDonald's
You know,
motherfucker go steal your
so,
shit. Burger
just-
King go steal your shit.
Yeah, just being more forgiving and just
Oh, God.
like grace to these
Right.
businesses too. Is it's like, not because they make a mistake, you can't support black business. That's just any business. You still would support them though.
Right.
You stand in line. We used to stand in line for shoes for hours.
Right.
But now you complaining because you had to stand in the line.
That's real. That's real. OG, you got some shout outs.
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to our new sponsors, 712 Vodka. And I want to give a shout out to Sonata, you know what I mean?
Thank you for
you know,
having me.
coming on our show. And, like I said, I've known you for like 25 plus years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like your transformation and everything that I see you going through, man, in life, man, is big, man. You feel me? Like, you motivation for me.
Thank you. You
Yeah,
motivate
get that
me.
brick and mortar spot. You feel me? And I'm just giving a suggestion. Get that brick and mortar spot and come up with a commissary kitchen. Charge everybody. You feel me? If I'm paying $800 a month, shit, you already got the building. You said you don't
I
know.
know, but see, I'm
that-
just not the most people person.
I-
That's why, it's not like
Yes.
I'm not not that I'm not a people person, but like my people meter
Right.
depletes easy.
Right. I'm a Gemini. I'm the same damn way. I
I'm
don't
a
like it.
Sagittarius.
I don't like it. I'm just tell you. I don't
I'm gonna tell you. Hey, look. I don't gotta like you guys to make money with you. Like, it's a lot of people that people work with every day that they don't like.
That's true.
But I'm gonna break bread with you. You got a family like I got a family. We need to get out of that mind state. You feel me? Like, for real. Like, and like you said, God ain't gonna send nobody to you that ain't for you. You
That's
feel me?
true.
You ordained. You
Yeah.
feel me? So
That's
don't worry
true.
about that. God gonna weed out everybody in your life. You told him to get them away from you.
Yeah.
That's what he did. Motherfuckers been dropping like hell.
Yeah,
you gotta
you'll
be
be
careful
surprised
what you wish
too.
for.
You'll be so surprised too. You'll be like, dang. You just realize one day, like, such and such ain't around. And don't
Try to
get
go back.
discouraged when you feel like somebody should be supporting you. I had to learn that for myself, to get out of my feelings. Because guess what? God gonna put who he need to put
Right.
in your space,
Right.
whether it's somebody you know or you don't know, and always continue to market. That's another thing. I swore everybody knew about me in Winston-Salem. I mean, how many black-owned bakeries is it? Who don't know about Natabelles? It's thousands of people who don't know about Natabelles. Probably still to this day. That's why you have to keep on marketing to making sure you hitting all types of demographics, locations, because word of mouth is only going to travel within a certain realm of a circle.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this.
You know what I mean? So
everybody know about you in North Carolina. Now, if they don't know, they gonna know after this podcast. If y'all ain't went and bought no cakes from her, you're lame. First of all, you feel me? She got some of the best cakes that I ever had in my life. And I ain't just saying that. If you know me, you know me. I'm gonna tell you the truth. You feel me? I ain't gonna look, cause if your shit was bullshit, you wouldn't even be here.
I know it.
You wouldn't even be here.
I know.
I'm talking about for real.
Shout out, man. Let me give a shout out to everybody that's supporting Real Recognize Real, man. We coming into our third season, man. We blessed right now. You know, everything's going great, man. We on the up and up. Shout out to my co-host, man.
For sure.
Y'all grab that. But Numsy Bum got that food truck up and going now. Killing them right now.
Best lamb chop in the city. You feel me?
Ain't you looking for a cook?
I'm definitely looking for a cook. I'm paying $18 to $20 an hour, you feel me, with experience, you feel me? Like, definitely got to have experience. If your ass can't cook noodles, don't come and ask me for a job, because I'm going to let you know, man, for real. I'm like, this is a business.
Yep.
And you have to know how to scale your business. I want a person that's experienced and have many years, you feel me? And, like, when I blow up more, you're going to blow up more. I'm going to give you more pay. I'm starting you out with $18 to $20 an hour. You go anywhere else, they not starting you out with that.
Yeah.
Times is hard. You feel me? Like, I got a good heart. God working on me.
Yeah. That was good. Y'all be on the lookout July 11th through the 13th, man. We got that Voices Over Violence event coming up that Real Recognize Real is sponsoring. Nice 3-day event, comedy show. We got the vendors coming out, man. We got the concert. We got the after party. We got the brunch. So everything is on the up and up for that. Y'all be sure to look out for that. Shout out to my boy Alton back there. 712 Vodka, man. Great partnership we done started up. Y'all be on the lookout for that, man. That's what we drinking right now. Ain't no more Tito's. Ain't no more Kettle One. The smoothest shit right now going. That 712 Vodka, so that's what we on.
Hey, bro, that shit really smooth, though. Like, if y'all ain't had it, y'all need to go out and cop it right now.
Right now.
Not now, but right now. You feel me?
Shout out to Hot Right.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Hot. But go cop it, though.
Cannon Boys. Definitely shout out to them Cannon Boys, man. We couldn't make none of this possible, man, without that. You know what I'm saying? Purple Hearts for Lil Naomi, man. Blue Hearts for Boy Steel. Y'all go get that. Natabelles, man. ASAP. I promise you, you'll love it. Y'all keep supporting these black businesses. Y'all keep supporting her. She one of the realest out right now. She never switched up. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a beautiful thing how she took her grandma recipes and put a little twitch to it and still banging and still keeping her name alive, still keeping her memory going, and at the same time starting her own legacy. I love that. So y'all be sure to holler at us. Thank you for coming out.
Real Recognize Real Podcast 336. We out.
Cheer.